This video shows some of the components that you're going to need to build in order to make a wood gasifier. They have been offline for some time, so work with me. This is a small reactor with cyclone. It's stratified. You put the fuel in there. A little built-in shaker. Comes into the reactor as a cracking chamber where it needs to come up to about 1,000 degrees to crack the fuel down to a more usable strain. Then it goes into the cyclone where it's separated from moisture and particulates. This is very important to not overheat this as well. Here's a much bigger reactor. I'll take the hopper off here. And you've got your grate down in there. The shaker broke off during the run, but you'll get the idea when I show you the drawing. This is going to be your ash clean out. Once again, this is the cyclone filter. Separates moisture and particulates. Then you're going to need to build some type of a radiator for cooling the smoke off. Obviously this looks pretty simple. And this seems to be a pretty important part here too. This is what they call a bed filter. I simply made it out of a old ammo can and filled it with wood chips. Works great. And then you're going to need some kind of a pump. This is an old vacuum pump. Worked pretty good. Well, hopefully these pictures in coordinations with the drawings and schematics I'll show you should make it so you can build your own wood gasifier. Thank you. Okay, this is the schematic video to show you how the reactor works in the previous videos. This is the fire tube. It's a stratified style, so there is no cap. The fire tube has to come 3/4 of the way into the reactor in order to create the heat necessary to crack the tars into a more usable fuel. Be sure to leave enough room in the bottom of the reactor for ash buildup, therefore you can have many hours of runtime on this said reactor. Now, you're going to have to build some type of a screen out of metal with holes punched in it that has to be mounted loosely to the bottom of the fire tube so that it can be shaken so that ash falls through and new fuel comes down. The operation is as follows. You will put a little bit of wood in the bottom, start it on fire. When the core starts up, you will pile more wood in on all the way up to the top. Your reactor is now running. This video explains how the cyclone filter of your wood gasifier is going to work. Essentially, the smoke enters the cyclone here, has to spin around inside the cyclone before it goes out and up to the center of the cyclone here. The spinning action causes centrifugal motion, which causes the heavier particulates in the moisture to spin up against the side and condense and fall. This valve will need to remain closed during operation and then opened at the end to drain out said liquid and particulates. Thank you.